Check this dude out. Look at this. Look.
Wait until you...
Look at this guy. He's on the toilet. Dude is literally on the toilet. Okay. He's sitting there scrolling through TikTok on the toilet.
Hey, Democrats. Wait until you find out who the pipe bomber was.
This is a Twitter account called Living Blue Texas, and they've been keeping track of Trump Nutter Butters like nobody's business, dude. They watch TikTok like a hawk. It's crazy. So they've been posting TikToks that they come across of Trump supporters' reactions to his indictment. So I just want to kind of go through a few of these and see what these Nutter Butters are talking about. It's bound to be fascinating. Let's see what this guy has to say. He looks serious.
Get this. Trump is being indicted by the Biden administration with the fake Biden that was executed and is allowed to be in there, Mr. Fake Biden.
Biden was executed, you say? Wow. Dude. I love the conspiracy theories. They are so entertaining and fascinating to me. But one thing that I've learned about conspiracy theories, don't start one, even as a joke. A lot of conspiracy theories started that way. They were just jokes. Even if you're joking, people will believe it's real. That birds are not real conspiracy theory. I don't know if you guys heard of this before. There's a conspiracy theory out there that birds are really robots that are spying on people for the government, and they charge their batteries by sitting on power lines. It's just a joke. But, you know, that's how it starts with jokes. The Illuminati, the name Illuminati, and this one world government thing, the name Illuminati was tied to the one world government in the 60s, I think, by a guy who was writing in a bunch of prank letters to Playboy magazine. Seriously. These people are unglued from reality. Quick interjection. I won't take long. I just wanted to tell you guys, YouTube's algorithm operates off of a few factors. Watch time, whether or not you subscribe, and whether or not you like something. So if you really want to help my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys watch the video to the end. If you don't watch it to the end, just watch a little bit longer than you would have otherwise. I would appreciate that very much. All right, let's get back to the video.
You better believe we're an army, and we're not going to stop until Trump's sitting in that office.
Says Trump 2024 is a army.
You better believe we're an army, and we're not going to stop until Trump's sitting in that office. You know why? Because we're MAGA.
Okay. I'm not sure that that's given me any additional information.
If you're MAGA, you want this over, you want our country back, Trump 2024. Share, like, do whatever you can. Get this out there. And don't mind the stuffed animals in the back because I'm
Dude, is she in a Build-A-Bear? What is happening right now?
In the back because I'm shopping, but it doesn't look like a very tough video, but it is. Share it.
Insane, dude. Insane. Check this one out.
Did you know that 90% of our problems in this country could be solved if we went back to public hangings?
Yeah, that's disturbing for all kinds of reasons. First of all, the death penalty is not a deterrent to crime, we've come to find. It does not prevent people from committing crimes. It doesn't even lower the rate, to my knowledge. In fact, it raises the rate because people figure... Wait, you know what? I should get stats on this before I say any more about it. If I find stats, then I'll post it in the video and explain. Anyways, yeah. This is just ridiculous. And even if it did help whatever he thinks is happening, you know, being a Trump supporter, presumably he thinks that Biden, like, stole the presidency or something. Even if it would help that kind of thing, public hangings are banned for a reason, because they're wrong, disturbing and wrong, morally wrong.
Good morning, Tic Tac.
Good morning. Tic Tac, he says. Good morning.
8:52 Eastern. We need to come together again.
Do you notice he told us what time it was, but he didn't tell us the date? What is the use of telling us what time it is in the first place?
We need to come together again. And I'm talking about Floridians. You guys are close, and we need to keep things that are close because we can't be traveling long distances right now.
Okay, and why is that? And he's got a little note on the bottom, Commander-in-Chief, it says.
We have got to protect the Commander-in-Chief. When this comes together Tuesday.
So this is leading up to his indictment. Of course, this is like come and gone now. In his arrest, he was arrested on Tuesday that Tuesday, whenever it was, for the documents stuff, for espionage and whatever else. That's what he's referring to. And is he in a trailer or like a camper, or where is he? What is he sitting in? And what flag is behind him? That's not the U.S. flag.
I pray that every man and woman who appreciates the efforts that are taking place to save us.
What? To save us. The efforts to save us.
Comes together and makes sure that everyone around that president understands that if they make a move, we will take them down.
I.e., if you charge Trump with a crime, we are going to get violent. That's what he's trying to communicate right now. Now, of course, he was charged. He was indicted with the crime of espionage and a whole bunch, 37 counts, on top of the other, I think, 32 counts that he previously had. When are they going to realize this guy's a con artist and he's been taking advantage of them this entire time? Are they ever going to connect those dots?
Understands that if they make a move, we will take them down. To the south.
So he's kind of hedging. He's doing like one of those in Minecraft things. Yeah, I'm going to hurt somebody in Minecraft, you know? This is actually a known code phrase by the FBI. They've listed it on their website that domestic terrorists use to hedge when they say something absolutely unglued from reality, basically.
To the south. So, a lot of people have gotten up and done a lot of neat stuff.
Neat stuff.
Thank you. Praise God, Lord Jesus Christ.
Wait, where does Jesus factor into this? I'm trying to understand. So we got Donald Trump, who committed crimes and was charged for those crimes. Now, where does Jesus come in?
New York was a rouse. Okay, you saw how he showed up. This is also. But.
So, he said rouse. I think he means ruse. It was a ruse? He's indicted in New York on a whole bunch of crimes. Business-related, tampering with his books, basically keeping 2 sets of books and stuff. I don't remember what it was now. Hush money payments to Stormy Daniels is how it's summed up. And then he was indicted on espionage and stuff. Okay, that's what he's talking about.
But.
We
are the only thing standing between the man that is catching all the flack for us. We know
he's catching all the flack for us. This is just painful, dude. It's so painful. It's so cringy, it's painful.
We know that arresting him would not be successful. So, to me, there's only one reason to drag him out in public. JFK was set up in very same way.
Okay, wow. He's going down the JFK conspiracy. JFK was set up by the CIA or something. So they think that Trump is going to be assassinated by the deep state?
So I'm sure we can tell that Trump has control of the situation. We know that.
We do?
But...
God, dude, what a rambling, nonsensical piece of garbage of a video. That was just so confusing.
So I just got a short message.
Lay it on me.
For All these mentally ill.
Okay, I assume I'm included in that category, right? As somebody who's to the left of hunting the homeless for sport, I guess I'm one of those mentally ill people, right?
The more you attack him, the more you attack him, the more you attack him. Y'all are just making him look better.
Okay, well, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. He's being charged with crimes that he committed, and he's going to go through a trial and everything else. This is how the judicial system works. Welcome to reality. He's not above the law after all. I don't care if it makes him look good or not. I don't care if it raised his poll numbers. He needs to be charged with a crime. You know why? Because future leaders of America need to know that they are not above the law, the way that Trump thinks that he is, and the way his supporters apparently think. If we charge him with a crime right now, it will lower the chances of some extremist or some nutcase breaking the law so flagrantly, at the very least, when they're in office.
Keep up the good work.
Will do, Buckaroo. Appreciate that message.
You know the thing that just blows my mind, y'all?
Tell me.
Is that they just indicted Trump again, right? They indicted him again in Miami. Man, they're so scared of this guy because they know he's going to be the next president of the United States.
Who is they? Are they in the room with us right now?
We all know he didn't lose last time, right? This video may be taken down. They may ban me from this app, but really who cares, right? Because in this app here, you don't have no freedom of speech anyway, right?
Right.
They say that Trump supporters, or MAGA, right, is the biggest terrorists inside America, right?
That's yes, I would say that's accurate. Well, I would say the largest, the most populated demographic of domestic terrorists, in my opinion, would be MAGA people, right? I think that's fair to say. And also, are you hearing the persecution complex come out of this guy right now? It's like embarrassing and sad.
Orders, or MAGA, right, is the biggest terrorists inside America, right? That's what they say. That's what they portray us as.
Yes.
But really, it's the ones that's calling us that's the biggest terrorists in our nation.
Totally. I'm a terrorist, I guess. Okay. I'm creating terror through fear tactics, attempting to attack people and commit crimes and stuff like that with the goal of creating terror, right? That's what I'm doing? Totally.
Because look at our nation now. Look how great it was, and look how awful it is now.
Wait, how great was it? When?
And the ones that's in office, that's the ones who to blame. Y'all be blessed. Jesus forever.
What was that? Was that supposed to be a J? Jesus? J for Jesus? Absolutely unglued from reality, dude. You know, usually I cover just the elected representatives, just the high-up people, because these guys aren't really that relevant to the movement, you know? I mean, you can find a nutcase saying anything on the Twit or on TikTok. You can find anybody saying anything at all. But this is very representative of what the big people are saying also, what the influential people are saying. I have 1 billion videos of it. I would just go through any of my videos, any of my previous ones, and you will see 1,000 examples of it. This is not, you know, what's called the nut-picking fallacy, where you're just picking out lone nutcases and pointing them out and saying, hey, look how crazy this movement is. That's not what's happening. This is word for word parroting what larger, more influential people have said, like members of Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, you know, those types of people. Not just them either. Paul Gosar, Matt Gaetz, oh God, who else? Andy Biggs. There was one guy that called for a civil war, actual civil war recently. I mean, not just, oh, we should do another 1776. I mean, told them to, like, find their local bridges and stuff. Seriously. Yeah, I guess it was Representative Clay Higgins. Clay Higgins. Representing L.A.? Los Angeles, I think? The 3rd District. He says, President Trump said he has been summoned to appear at the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday at 3 p.m. This is, remember, federal member of House of Representatives. This is a perimeter probe from the oppressors. Hold. Our POTUS has this. Buckle up. 1/50K, know your bridges. Rock steady calm. That is all. And a New York Observer retweeted it and said, 1/50K, know your bridges. It's an organizational code for county-level insurrection. This man, who already sought a pardon for the January 6th insurrection, is organizing a revolt against the government on Twitter right now. Republicans are active traitors and a threat to our democracy. Telling you, man, these are the people that are actually doing this stuff. Representative Clay Higgins. This isn't a nut-picking thing. This is real. I mean, for what it's worth, before we really get into this, I just want to point something out, okay? Seeing some of this stuff can be discouraging. I just want to make note of the fact that these people are vastly outnumbered by a factor of 2 to 1 at least. MAGA only makes up 20 to 30% of the country. Not even that, honestly, probably. I mean, the hardcore believers, 30% would vote for Trump, most likely, but, you know, the hardcore MAGA nutcases like we're covering here, probably closer to 10 to 20%. We can beat them at the ballot box every single time, and that was proven in the 2022 election. So don't feel discouraged. If anything, this is something we can laugh at, you know? If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
So what are we going to do, America? So what are we going to do, America? As we continue to watch the destruction of our country from the inside out, what are we going to do?
The destruction of our country is Donald Trump being arrested, apparently.
How do we come together? How do we unite? How do we become one voice against a corrupt government? And you guys need to understand, you have to ask yourself today why they're so hell-bent on taking down Donald Trump.
Because he committed crimes. That simple. He committed crimes.
That they're willing to create one investigation after another, one made-up story after another.
It's made up. All of it's made up. It's all fabricated. Even though Trump has acknowledged this stuff, it's all made up. Even though he's gotten on stage and said, yes, I took those documents. No, it wasn't wrong because I had the right to do it. Even though he explicitly said those words, it's all made up.
And all of these investigations have been proven not guilty.
No, that's not how the judicial system works at all.
Trump hasn't been in trouble for anything over 7 years while they continue to ignore the major crimes, while they continue to ignore the crimes from the political elites from D.C.
What crimes? Tell me which ones specifically. Give me a list. Which things do you think are being ignored? I'd be willing to bet that this guy's probably a QAnoner. He probably thinks that 90% of Congress, the government in general, is run by people who take advantage of children. I would be willing to bet if he's a QAnoner, that's what he believes. That's like part of the fundamental belief system. So he doesn't have to name the crimes. He just has to point out, hey, the government is made up of 90% of this. And it's that simple. He can write it all off and claim that Trump isn't like that. Trump isn't taking advantage of children. So he's like the only good one.
I don't care what you guys have to say. Trump was in office for 4 years. We were already in massive debt before that. We were already in wars all over the world before that.
Okay, yeah. And him driving the debt up even further was not like a concern to you, I guess? And him not pulling out of the wars despite saying that he would isn't a concern to you? It's not like registering?
Our government was already corrupt before that. Our nation was falling before that. And then Trump comes along. Why do you think they all collaborated together? And we're talking about our government, the media, the political establishment in D.C.
Your mom.
Why did they all come together to take down Donald Trump? And the reality is Donald Trump is exposing them for exactly who they are. Guys, Donald Trump's not perfect. Yes, the dude's made mistakes.
Wait. That's interesting because he just said they're making this stuff up. I thought you believed that he was completely innocent, that he's a really good guy, and that he basically is perfect. Isn't that basically what this guy was saying up to now?
Yes, the dude's made mistakes, but nowhere near the corruption from the left and the political establishment that's going on right now, where we continue to make up one thing after another to try to take down Donald Trump while ignoring everything that's happening on the left.
He keeps saying everything is happening on the left. What? What is happening? And when he says left, he means to the left of hunting the homeless for sport. Because he's to the right of that, seemingly. Like, that seems to be where he's positioning himself. So I guess, like, literally any corruption applies here?
All the crimes from the left, everything that Joe Biden, they didn't...
What did Joe Biden do?
Guys, when you're unwilling to investigate one side while you're continuously willing to investigate the other side...
Well, what do you think Joe Biden did? Tell me. What did he do? Nothing. The guy did nothing. But they need to create this sense of persecution, this sense of whataboutism. Why are we even talking about Joe Biden? I don't care. What about Joe Biden? It's irrelevant. We're talking about Donald Trump right now. Now, you want to charge Joe Biden with a crime? Fine. If he committed a crime, charge him. I have no emotional attachment to Joe Biden. I don't care. I don't care about Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Bernie Sanders. If Bernie Sanders committed a crime, put his ass in jail. See how easy that is? This guy can't seem to get a grip on reality.
Ignoring all the corruption from the left while continuing to try to peg the right is unfathomable to me, right? And anybody who's looking at this with an open mind should see the corruption that's going on. We can see that the political establishment, the Joe Bidens that have been there for 50 years, you don't think Joe Biden's corrupt? You're out of your mind. And guys, I'm saying this as somebody who was a Democrat in 2016.
Totally. I was a Democrat in 2016, absolutely. So you can trust me because I was a Democrat.
And guys, I'm saying this as somebody who was a Democrat in 2016. And when they put Hillary up for election, I'm out. I know how corrupt.
I know how corrupt that is. Fine, you know, you don't want to vote for Hillary? Okay. I get that. That's perfectly fine with me, actually. But going over to Trump, that is like an additional step that is unglued from reality. And it's not just voting for Trump, okay? These people, the ones that we're covering right now, have made it their entire personality. This TikTok is from mid-May 2021. Check this out.
I'm sorry that it's so herky-jerky with my camera at times, but wait till the end. Wait till you see the mailbox. This is a house in St. James, Long Island.
If you're just listening and not watching, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown here. There's a house that has... It's just decked out in Trump gear, dude. Oh, my God. Trump 2024. Honk for Trump. Relax, breathe. Pick our president. Wait, I'm sorry. The media does not pick our president. Trump and proud. I mean, stickers all over the place. And like, what do you call it? Like signs, advertising signs, and flags. Look, they defaced a flag by putting Trump's name on it. These people have a problem. She said, wait till the end, you can see the mailbox. The mailbox has Donald Trump's face on it. Seriously. These people need help. Really. Yeah, so tell me more about how you didn't want to vote for Hillary. So now you're going over to the Trump side. You have made this an integral part of your personality. For the record, that's what cults do. They create a clone of somebody out of their personality. Jehovah's Witnesses cloned a personality and gave it to every other Jehovah's Witness. That's what all of the studying and going in service and hanging out with fellow Jehovah's Witnesses is intended to do. That's what the whole goal is behind cults brainwashing people, to create a clone that they can easily control. Mormonism clones people. Clones people's personalities. That's the whole goal. You can see it playing out in different cults. You can see the different behaviors in different cults, different cult members. In the same way, this cult has cloned a personality, given it to everybody around, given it to every MAGA supporter. That's why, like, all of the words that this guy is saying right here could just as easily have been said by this guy.
You know the thing that just blows my mind, y'all?
Or this guy.
So I just got a short message.
or this guy.
Good morning, Tic Tac. 8:52 East.
It's all the same message. It's all the same psychotic personality. Like, I'm saying this like in a clinical way. Sociopathic. It's all the same sociopathic personality. Now, that term isn't really used in psychology today. I think it's been deprecated in favor of antisocial personality disorder, ASPD. And the whole idea behind sociopathy, or ASPD, is you can't figure out how to feel empathy for others. You feel no empathy for the people around you. You can't put yourself in their shoes. You can't understand how they're feeling or what they're going through. Don't even recognize them as people. You dehumanize them. That seems to be what, the personality trait that is most common among Trump supporters. Dehumanize your enemy. Please find your authentic personality, because this is deeply sad for them. Yeah, I was born into Jehovah's Witnesses. The term authentic personality is an actual term in psychology. Authentic self and the cloned self, I guess you call it, or the cult's personality. I was born into Jehovah's Witnesses. I never had an authentic personality. They programmed it from day one. I have to imagine that the people that we're listening to right now weren't always like this, right? Or at least many of them probably weren't. These people need to get back in touch with their authentic self desperately. This is absolutely insane. Oh, dude, look at this guy with this mustache. Oh, loving it. Loving everything about it.
Man, I ain't the smartest dude in the world, but...
You don't say.
At least I didn't vote for Joe Biden. So who did that? Why did y'all do that? Like, I'm trying to see something. Did any...
This guy has what appears to be a mullet and also a tongue piercing. He has a tongue piercing.
See something. Did any of y'all really vote for him, or did anybody actually vote for him? Because I don't... How are you that dumb?
How are you that dumb? He says. How are you that dumb? He says with his mullet and his... I don't even know, dude. I'm just going to stop and talk. Check this dude out. Look at this. Look.
Wait until you...
Look at this guy. He's on the toilet. Dude is literally on the toilet. Okay. He's sitting there scrolling through TikTok on the toilet.
Hey, Democrats. Wait until you find out who the pipe bomber was on January 6th. One thing I can tell you, wasn't a Republican. You'll find out soon.
Oh my God, I love it, dude. This is so funny.
I am absolutely disgusted over our government. What they're doing to Trump, a political opponent, is absolute bullshit. And America is doomed because all you stupid Democrats in office.
Wow, dude. Dude just learned the word and is trying to fit it in anywhere he possibly can.
All you stupid Democrats in office. Y'all have ruined this country, and you continue to ruin it. And if anybody has anything bad to say about this post, just delete me, all right? I am 100% for Donald Trump, all right? I think the man is doing a wonderful thing, and he has really thick skin. This guy could be on an island sucking in margaritas and living the life, but he's trying to make America great.
Right, this is a common refrain, a common phrase from the MAGA extremists. Why would he be doing this? He could be, I mean, he was already rich. He's already a billionaire. Why doesn't he just go to a private island and hang out there? You know, why is he doing all of this? He has no reason to do this. No, the reason is because he wanted power. There isn't somebody in the world with more power than the U.S. president, in my opinion. Even the Chinese president doesn't hold as much sway as the U.S. president. I mean, we hold the world reserve currency. You know, we have nuclear arms and an alliance with European countries and everything. Nobody more powerful than the U.S. president. And this guy's like, why would Trump want to be president? I don't understand. Makes no sense. No, I guess we'll never know why he wanted to do this, right? It's for him. It's for James Garrett. It's all for James. Such a fighter, right?
America great. I mean, I do believe it. Things were in the right direction when he was in office. But this Biden, I mean, why isn't Hunter Biden in jail?
What did Hunter Biden do? If he broke the law, I would love to see him in jail. I don't want anybody in jail, but I want him to face accountability for that. Problem is, to my knowledge, he hasn't broken any laws. Or at the very least, he hasn't gone through the judicial system yet. This is all part of the process. And aside from all that, what about Hunter Biden? Why are we talking about Hunter Biden? We're talking about Donald Trump right now. That's what this is all about. I don't care about Hunter Biden. He's not even part of the government. And even if he was, even if he did do something wrong, we're talking about Trump, not Hunter.
Why isn't Hunter Biden in jail? I mean, why is James Comey free? Why is Hillary free? It's all bull, guys. Makes me not want to pay any taxes ever again and just move out of this country.
Yeah, go to Russia. Maybe you'll have an easier time in Russia. Absolutely unglued from reality, dude. Unglued from reality. You know, all that stuff about Hillary going to jail and all that, that was really just Trump talking openly about jailing his political opponents. That's what it was all about. He wanted to jail his political opponents. And they still say, lock her up, lock her up. It's a common chant that they use at Trump rallies and stuff. But not lock him up? What Trump did is way worse than what Hillary did. None of that matters. Logic doesn't matter, goes right out the window. They don't care. They just hate Democrats and love Trump and will do anything they can for him. Check this one out. This is the last one we'll hit.
Hey, folks, Sheriff Lamb here. So, I'm a pretty plain-spoken, common-sense guy.
He's a sheriff. If you're listening and not watching, he's got a cowboy hat on and a humongous heckin' belt buckle. And he's wearing his sheriff's uniform, his vest. He's got his gun, his taser, his tools, and all that on the front.
And I believe in the rule of law, and I believe in the justice system, and I believe in evidence. That's what my career has been based on. So I'm a little bit disturbed by this most recent indictment of President Trump. It just, again, shows why us Americans feel like that the federal government, and especially law enforcement at the federal level, has been weaponized against the American people.
I'm not seeing it. Donald Trump committed crimes that he admitted to openly. After being indicted, he went and held a speech at Bedminster, New Jersey, his club there, and said, I was perfectly allowed to take those documents home and do whatever I wanted with them because I'm the president and I can do that. He admitted it. He's just wrong. You can't. These are not fabricated charges. Just ask Trump himself. Just look to him for proof that he knew exactly what he was doing and he knew it was wrong and he did it anyways.
The American people. And this should be concerning to all of us. Look, folks, if they're willing to go after President Trump, a former president, somebody running for office right now, what do you think they'll do to you when they get you in their crosshairs and make you a target?
Hopefully put you in jail if you did something like this. Yes, the point of a judicial system that's functioning properly is to put people in jail who commit crimes, no matter who it is. Nobody is above the law, no matter what. That's what we're supposed to have. When you get somebody that's above the law, you get corruption. You get deep, deep corruption. That's impossible to root out from that point. We have a billion examples of it, like the USSR. So much corruption in that system. Hell, Russia now, there's so much corruption from the bottom to the top that you can't account for all of it even. And why? Because the people that need to be charged with crimes are not being charged with crimes. They're not being held accountable. They're not facing consequences for their actions. So yeah, the point is, if they can get Trump, then what'll they do to you? Hopefully they'll put you in jail if you did what Trump did. Yes, if they can get Trump, they can get anybody. Exactly, that's the point. Yes, everybody should be subject to the legal system if they committed a crime. Everybody.
When they get you in their crosshairs and make you a target.
It's so concerning to me that this dude is a sheriff. A sheriff! And he's saying this stuff.
We've got to come together as we the people and stand up and get back to the rule of law and justice for all, like the Pledge of Allegiance says. Liberty and justice for all. Let's stand up. Let's stand together. God bless everybody.
Just psychotic, dude. Psychotic. These people need help. They need help desperately. Black Card Group. I wonder. Let's go to Tic Tac, as that one guy called it, and see. Black Card Group. Oh, God, he's got who is it? John Voight? Is that his name? John Voight? I think he's like Angelina Jolie's dad or something like that. Dude, 65,000 views on that video we just watched. That's nuts.
One of the loopholes he took advantage of when he claimed $1 billion loss that enabled him to avoid paying taxes.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of...
Oh, this is actually the thing that made Trump famous. This is the thing that grabbed their hearts, this video right here. This is like the shining moment that turned the tide for Trump. He's saying, yeah, I used all of these corrupt methods of taking advantage of loopholes and not doing this and that, whatever. Yeah, no, I haven't been held accountable. Of course not, because this is the system. It's the same system that Hillary uses and everybody else. I mean, he told us up front who he was. He told us he's committing crimes or at least doing deeply unethical stuff from the beginning. Why is it so hard for our sheriff to accept the fact that he's a scumbag? Self-avowed, basically. He's a self-avowed scumbag.
Paying personal federal income taxes.
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. Number one, I pay tremendous numbers of taxes. I absolutely used it. And
he paid $0 in taxes, to my knowledge, that year, I think. I don't remember. One of the years, we got our hands on his tax returns eventually. They were leaked. And one of the years, one of the recent years, he paid $0 because he, you know, claimed losses and all kinds of stuff. And that brought his balance down to $0.
I absolutely used it, and so did Warren Buffett, and so did George Soros, and so did many of the other people that Hillary is getting money from. Now, I won't mention their names because they're rich.
Wait, he just mentioned their names, didn't he?
But they're not famous, so we won't make them famous. So she complains that Donald Trump took advantage of the tax code. Well, why didn't she change it? Why didn't you change it when you were a senator? The reason you didn't is that all your friends take the same advantage that I do, and I do.
Well, I mean, you can't change it as a senator. You can't even change it as a president, really. I mean, you can, but there's not a guarantee it'll stick. There have to be a bunch of different things in place to be able to pass a law. You have to have a majority of the House, a supermajority of the Senate, I believe now, and you have to have the president on your side, and you have to make sure that the Supreme Court isn't going to challenge that law because you have a system of checks and balances. It's hard. One senator out of 100 cannot pass a law to change tax code.
The reason you didn't is that all your friends take the same advantage that I do, and I do. You have provisions in the tax code that, frankly, we could change, but you wouldn't change it because all of these people give you the money so you can take negative ads on Donald Trump.
Okay, so he took the presidency after that. Did he fix it? Did he correct the problems that existed in the system? He changed tax code. He passed a tax bill. Did he fix it? Of course not. He made it even easier to lie and take advantage. He made it even easier to cheat. Who could have guessed he was going to make it easier for himself and his billionaire friends to cheat? I mean, seriously, like I said, this is the moment that made him famous, really, that grabbed people's hearts. He's just admitting to being a scumbag here, it seems to me, right?
Take negative ads on Donald Trump.
Just embarrassing and sad, dude. These people need help desperately, dude. Somebody help these people for real. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. These people are absolutely unglued from reality. Here's the most disturbing thing about this whole situation. People like to blame the gun crisis on mental illness. You know, mass attacks and things in schools and wherever else. They like to blame it on mental illness. That's the thing. It's not. That's the scary thing about it. A lot of the people who committed these atrocities were not mentally ill. They were not diagnosed with anything. They weren't schizophrenic. They weren't hearing voices. They weren't nothing. On the outside, they looked perfectly mentally healthy. That's what's scary about this situation. Now, some of them, yeah, absolutely. You could totally tell there's something going wrong in their brains. But the number of people who have no mental conditions at all, who commit atrocities in the name of Trump, or who talk about how great Trump is and say that we should, you know, pull our guns out and do something about blah, 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 want to be part of a militia. A lot of these people don't have mental illness. But it's what, you know, the belief system that they hold right now with Trump is indistinguishable from mental illness. It looks exactly the same, except it's not due to an imbalance in brain chemistry. It's due to a radical ideology. That's what makes this so scary. You can't give them a medicine to make them better. You can't give them Seroquel to stop the voices. You know, you can't give them this medicine, Geodon or whatever, to make them realize how crazy it is to put tinfoil on your windows and on your walls and your house, everywhere, your head, everything. You can't give them these medicines to make them snap out of it. They're radical, and they're willing to do anything to accomplish their goals. That's what makes this so scary. Trump could be on an island? How about Rikers Island? Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one. The head of the Trump nonprofit organization, I forget what it's called exactly. Alan Weisselberg is his name, I think. He's like the president of it or whatever. He's sitting in Rikers Island right now for keeping 2 sets of books during the Trump organization for lying directly to people. And he was offered a lower sentence if he was willing to testify against other people involved. And I believe he did, but not Trump. He didn't testify against Donald Trump. That's interesting, right? Donald Trump had no idea that the head of his nonprofit organization was lying and taking advantage of people and twisting things and keeping 2 sets of books. Had no idea. So he's sitting in Rikers Island right now. I wouldn't mind to see Trump sitting there if he committed a crime after due process. Seems to me that he definitely committed a bunch of crimes.